Welcome back, all you Fabricans and Fleshbags, to the super, not funny show, reviews. And today we're reviewing Beavis and Butt-Head, episode 11. It's entitled Refuse Service / Downward Dumbass. It's coming to you from Paramount Plus. So, was it good? Was it bad? Should you be watching? Beavis and Butt-Head, episode 11. Yes, I guess they are going for who knows how many more episodes. Maybe 13. That's the next one. That would be the stopping point for the season. Either way, it's called Refuse Service / Downward Dumbass. And so we'll talk about the first part, Refuse Service. We finally get to see Burger World. I was wondering when we were going to get to see that. And of course, the two worst employees, fast food employees possible, which is a thing to say, they get the news of their lifetime when they find out from their manager that they have the right to refuse service if people are causing a disturbance or just breaking violating their company policies. Reasonable, especially in this time of Karens and Kens and foolishness that service workers have to deal with. It makes sense, but not to two dumbasses. So Beavis and Butt-Head, of course, take this to mean that because they want a hostile work environment because they think it would be cooler than the boring one they work at, they refuse service to anybody who isn't creating a hostile work environment. And, of course, all of the stupidity that ensues from there. And, of course, there's the usual riffing between the episodes with the music video and a guy, I think he's unpacking human skulls or something like that. I don't know. So for this first part, half of the first part was kind of whatever. But I did like the scenario. I think this is a ripe scenario for making Beavis and Butt-Head shine brightly. And so just getting to the part where people realize, oh, they're really refusing service, that was a little slow. But once they got to it, it was quite fun, actually. They turned the dining room into the Thunderdome, essentially, by making people really angry in a group of people, and then it sort of like sparks off when they tell them to fight to see who gets to eat. I thought that was all quite fun, but really the fun of the segment was how they just said no to people. Just the way Beavis said, "I refuse." The way he can suddenly turn on that weird door-to-door salesman voice is funny, and just every time he said it was very funny. But Beavis really kind of shined here because he talks a lot more than Butthead, and the way he sort of talked to the cops and all that was very fun. And the two of them just sort of start in chaos. This is when those two shine, when either they're beating each other up or they're just kind of causing chaos in other people's lives, particularly like Tom Anderson. But in this case, just sort of, watching it all unfold and kind of laughing about it. I thought that was quite fun. And the riffing on the videos was pretty, it was all right. But on the Skulls one, the way they kind of turned it into a real story about the guy being a serial killer, that was funny. I enjoyed that. I think that was very strong. So after that, we go on to the Downward Dumbass, in which Beavis wants to try on yoga pants because to see if he looks sexy in them, and he gets stuck in like these tiny pair of yoga pants, and he can't. He's freaking out about it. And of course, Bud has the worst possible person to help him. I really wanted to like this part. But I guess, again, the premise wasn't terribly strong. I mean, there was a funny part where they kind of, used the yoga pants sort of as a slingshot to shoot a oiled Beavis across the mall. I guess that was sort of fun, but, he ends up on the escalator, can't get up, and it just kind of stays there for the remainder of the episode. And Beavis, Butthead being completely not caring about his welfare beyond like just a little bit. It was. I wanted it to be funnier than it was. I think that's really the main thing. The riffing on that was kind of it's kind of whatever. I think this was a bit of a letdown. This section was a bit of a letdown. Outside of a couple of good laughs, it was mostly, an underdeveloped section. I do want to, I remember something I should shout out. The whole fact that, that Butthead recognizes that, or vaguely recognizes that he may be a sociopath, according to, like, the school psychiatrist and whatever. And he's just like, I don't care about anybody. And it's absolutely true. You see adult Butthead is totally like that. But he's just like the most lazy, benign sociopath, so he doesn't even use it, to hurt anybody. He's just completely doesn't care about anyone. I thought that was a fun little moment. But overall, I guess this is an okay episode. I'll just say it's okay. I had some all right fun with it, but it would have been nice if the yoga pants thing had maybe had a little bit more interaction with other people, maybe a little more jokes related to that, the way other people were, maybe trying to help or hurt or whatever, just kind of reacting to Beavis being in the yoga pants. Maybe that would have been nice. But overall, I mean, this wasn't a bad episode, but it's better than last week's episode, but it really could have been a little better. So anyway, what did you guys think about this episode? What did you think about what I had to say? Get down to the comments section. Let me know your thoughts. Of course, you can always hit me up, supernotfunnyshow@gmail.com, or at supernotfunnys1 on Twitter. And of course, get down there, hit that like button. It helps people see more of these reviews. And hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Really appreciate that. All right, all you Fabricans and Fleshbags, thanks for joining me. Come back next week for episode 12 of Beavis and Butt-Head. Until then, I've been Mo Faye, your resident fabricant and comment extraordinaire on all things pop culture. And I'll see you guys on the other side of the thread. Peace.